Hello crypto friends from across the interwebs. So today I want to do another question and answer round. So I've been getting a couple of questions in the comment section, which I love, by the way. I have people apologize to me for asking questions, but in all sincerity, don't. I ask you guys for questions. I really do enjoy it. Plus, it gives me something fun and easy to talk about. Let's get into these. So if you are new and you enjoy this in any capacity, please press the like button. Subscribing would be great as well. It really does help me out. You can always ring the little ding thing so you get notification when more videos come out. But let's just kind of jump right into it. So one question I ended up getting was about Hashflow HFT, but I can probably very much generalize this question. It was straightforward. Just, hey, where do you see HFT going the next couple of weeks? So maybe I made this an overly complicated question. I've been known to do that for sure. But one, I know what the next couple of weeks meant to them. Like, are we talking next week, 2 weeks, next several months? In all reality, I guess I can still answer the question about the same way. And the short answer is we have no effing clue, right? I mean, we can get ideas of the general direction of the market, the general direction of a narrative, which in the example of HFT Hashflow, the narrative is decentralized exchange, a DEX, where people go to buy, sell, trade, lend, borrow, funds and everything, liquidity pools for crypto. So it tends to go up as more people just buy crypto in general. So for something like Hashflow or any other DEXs for that matter, I would expect in the next month, we'll call it 4 weeks-ish, right? Them just to go north. I can't tell you how much because honestly, I don't know. We can look at patterns of how it's done before, but this is its first real bull run. So we don't even have too much to go, to speculate upon that. We can look at larger DEXs and how they've done in the past. But again, they would be much larger ones like PancakeSwap or Uniswap. And I don't think that's a fair comparison. However, the way I can answer, or the way I would look into it, is, so I bought it at 14 cents initially, or at least that's my average. And for a little while, it got up to almost 30 cents. And it held at in the upper 20s for a little while, and it's recently retraced back down to about 18, and when I looked at it this morning, it was 20. So I think it's a good time, if you've done your research and you like Hashflow, to go ahead and jump into it, open a new position. Again, not this financial advice, just train of thought. And it got down the range where I did DCA, dollar cost average, in short. I bought a little bit more. It was a little higher than my average price, but I still thought it was a good price to get into at this point, because my belief is that Hashflow is going to spike up a little bit over the $2 mark at some point when its narrative runs in this bull run. So to me, it was a great time and opportunity to get in. I'd be curious why you want to know in the next couple of weeks versus the next few months, or whenever the peak of the bull run is. That's typically when I would expect DEXs to be at its highest. This being a smaller market cap DEX, it'll probably go up a little bit after the other larger ones. So going in, my belief that the peak of the bull run is going to be around July, I would expect Hashflow to be at its highest sometime around late May to July. But again, this is all speculation. Which is why I'm not going to wait until the peak to start selling it. I'll sell it in small percentages as the time goes up. I don't recall where my first sell limit is set on that one. But typically I'll sell about 20-25% of my bag at about 4 to 5x to take out my initial investment and a little bit of profit. And then every 25 to 75% increase, depending on the crypto, I'll pull out a little bit more of a percent. And this way I can dollar cost average my way out and go ahead and keep taking profits. So hopefully that helped you a little bit. Can't give you a better answer than that, but it's really the best answer I've got without lying to you or giving you something which is just a pure guess. So then I got another question, actually two similar questions, but I'll focus on this one first. This was just the other day. XRP jumped up, I don't remember the exact, feel free to yell at me in the comments if I'm off on this, but it went up by about 22% or a little bit higher in like 12 hours. And I was asked hey, is it a good time to buy XRP? And I want to try to push too strongly on this one, so I'll have to say, in my opinion, no. Depending on your goals. For my goals, it's definitely no. One, I don't own any XRP. It's a great project. It's definitely going to be around for a while, and it has a good chance of being one of the standards or basis for the digital dollar and more coming down the road. But I'm looking at what gets affected during this bull run. So until the end of the year at longest. So based on that, no, I don't think it's a good time to buy XRP personally. If you're looking at it for a long-term play, or you believe it's going to go up a lot higher, like if you think it's going to hit $15 or $20, have your good reasons to believe so. Because I don't. I think it might pop off around the $10 mark, which will still give it roughly a 3x from here. It is a safer play, in my opinion. It's a large market cap. A lot of people know about it. People are going to be buying it. People are. So if you're looking for a safe, mild increase, okay, maybe it's not a bad option in that case. I'm just very much against buying crypto in the green, meaning when something is going up significantly, which to me I would call arbitrarily around 15% or so increase in a day, I'm not going to buy it. Even if it's a crypto I'm incredibly bullish on, I'm not going to buy it in the green. Because if something goes up by 15% or, dear God, definitely 30% or more, there's going to be a retrace, right? So when crypto goes up so high so quickly, obviously this means a lot of people are buying. The flip side of that is if it's something goes up that notably, there's going to be other people that bought it earlier on that's going to sell it a little bit. And you'll see this time and time again. If you don't believe me, pick a random crypto that's gone up in the last week, or just pull up a chart and look for a place that has gone up. I mean, heck, by this time, XRP might have already done that. It'll go up and then there'll be a retrace. It might not go all the way down to where it was, but if it's going up 30%, again, arbitrarily, in the next 1 to 4 days, it's probably going to come back down at least 10 from there. So if you're looking at getting a position, usually you can get a better position by sitting and waiting. Obviously, this is not always the case, but it's close enough as a general rule that I go by it. So hopefully that helped out that one a little bit. Next, I got a similar question. I guess it was almost nearly identical, but there's was multiple parts to it, so I wanted to address this one in a slightly different light. And it was same day, or maybe it was the next day, of, hey, do you think I should buy XRP and Bitcoin right now? And again, naturally I started like, when I say no. But my response was, I think something like, in my opinion, I wouldn't, but it also depends on your goal. Again, back to kind of what I just said. If you're looking for a safe play and increase, okay. Bitcoin and XRP, I believe, are still going to go up a little bit. I don't think they're going to go up much. One, at this point, Bitcoin is just over $100,000 and about a $2 trillion market cap just by itself. Right? It's over 2/3 of all of crypto funds and money is in Bitcoin. How much higher can it really go at this point in the short term, meaning in the next year? I'm in the house of belief that's going to hit somewhere between 125 and 150,000 this year. And some people say it's going to go 200, 250, 300. That is moon boyish to me, but you know what? If you believe it, then go base off of what you think is going to happen. So if Bitcoin, if I think it's only going to go up another, 30%, that's not something I'm interested right now. But my goals for the bull run is I've got one long-term play, and it is not Bitcoin, at least not right now. But the rest is I want to try to make a lot of money this year of buying cheaper and selling higher. Buying in the red when things dip down, selling in the green. So when I asked a little bit more when he responded to me, so that pretty much that they had a low risk tolerance and they were looking more for long-term plays like things like the S&P and not looking for making a bunch of money in the short term. If that's the case, my answer does change slightly, or at least more so of I can see a better reason why to do it. I'm not sure now is the best time, but it's also not a bad time. Specifically, if you're looking at, again, if you, like me, believe that XRP and Bitcoin is going to be around for quite some time, and you want to put a little bit in every week or every month like a lot of people do, then that might not be an awful idea. I mean, it's going to accumulate over time. Again, I don't know if this individual is 18, 60 years old, or somewhere in between. But if you're young and you just want to start putting in some funds to grow wealth over time in a safe manner, probably two of the better cryptos to do that for. And it was then brought up a little bit further. We had a nice little conversation in the comment section on this one. Asking us like, so you think that Bitcoin and XRP is going to drop a bit? This lets me know that, one, they did warn me that they were new to crypto. Warn, tell, whatever, right? It does help because it gives me a mindset of where are you at, where are you thinking? And so there is this standard pattern of a 4-year cycle. I'm going to do a couple of videos under, I'll call it like a crypto basic series to explain this a little bit more. But there's this standard cycle every 4 years. The cycle could always break. Again, history tends to repeat itself relatively well. But there's certain things that happened so far every 4 years since 2013. One of which, a big one, is the Bitcoin halving. This one will always happen. It's programmed to happen for the next many years, where Bitcoin mining rate will split in half. That's usually a major pinpoint in this 4-year cycle, because then it increases the scarcity of Bitcoin. If you weren't aware, you can probably, well, not probably, you can go back and just look at the Bitcoin chart this year, or 2024, so it's last year, of when the Bitcoin halving happened. Because you'll see that's when it started jumping up to all-time highs, because social media and just TV, general media, starts talking a lot more. Celebrities brought it up, and it fueled the price up. Happens every 4 years. So on the flip side of that, of roughly 12 to 18 months later, we have a crypto crash where it goes into a bear market, where almost all crypto drop from about 70% to 90%, or all the way from their all-time high, and then we're in a bear market for a while. So presuming that pattern holds, this is why I say that Bitcoin and XRP is going to likely drop again significantly by the end of the year. However, I do think they're both going to go up quite a bit first. Again, Bitcoin probably, my opinion, 125 to 150,000. XRP probably getting close to that $10 mark. So it's all based on what you believe, but make sure you understand why you believe it. Like, gather information and research. Again, just to repeat, I'll probably do a video on at least how I research and like to do things down the road for it. So that's why I think it's going to go down. It generally does. Could the pattern break of the 4-year cycle? It could. And Bitcoin specifically, I did the average once before. I think it was like 72% on average. It drops from its all-time high down to the bear market. I don't think it's going to go down that low this round. I think it's probably going to drop closer to 40 to 55%. And the reason why I think that's going to be different is EFTs. Right? So many more people are going to be putting money in routinely that I think that's going to hold the price a little bit. Not to mention then you have people like Michael Saylor and a bunch of other large companies, organizations, countries, and different states here in the US are starting to do Bitcoin reserves. So I think that's going to keep it up a little bit higher and not drop as far. XRP is becoming more of a standard as well, so maybe it won't drop the same height, but you're going to see a lot of the altcoins are going to drop 70 to 90% plus when we enter the bear market, which is likely going to happen by the end of this year. So the last little part to this is, it was also brought up by the same individual as the last one, of about XCN, I believe it was, and HBAR, and they said they were looking at maybe doing that for long-term like wealth management and investments as well. So I'm very familiar with HBAR. The other one I believe is Onyx. I don't know too much about that one. Like, I've heard it, I just haven't really looked into it. But so I can talk a little bit on HBAR with it, but honestly it's kind of the same answer as XRP and Bitcoin. Again, at least with HBAR in my opinion. I don't know if about Onyx to really speak about that directly. But said about for a long-term storage of wealth. I'm looking at kind of doing that with HBAR because I do believe that it's being set up like XRP to be the basis of a lot of shit in terms of blockchain technology. I mean, it literally just went with a satellite up to do blockchain technology to help run that. The governance council, the large companies that are helping guide, direct, and invest into it. I mean, Google, IBM, Dell, they're not even the largest ones. Just don't want to go on that little tangent right now. But they're doing a lot. And they're going to be around for a while. I'm very confident about that, just simply down to how many large companies are using them and what all they're going to end up doing. So in terms of doing long-term storage of wealth, again, I fully believe the prices are going to be lower in a year from now. On that same note, I'm very confident they're going to go up in the next 3 to 6 months as well. HBAR just, it was yesterday in terms of when I'm recording this, it went up a decent little amount. Went from, it's been not fluctuating, it's been staying consistent around the 27 to 29 cent mark, and watch it go up to 37 cents, and we're going to see how long that one holds. It could be a nice little support line. But long-term play, that is, HBAR is what I'm going to be buying in the bear market. I'm going to be scooping that shit up left and right, because I do think it's going to be great long-term, and I think it's going to be good for making money in the next cycle as well as this cycle. So around 37, 38 cents last time I looked. I might get a little bit of heat for this one. Nothing I'm not used to. But I think that HBAR is going to hit around like $1.25, $1.50 little spike this bull run. I know people are calling $2, $5 and beyond. And I won't say that won't happen, especially if there's another large catalyst that comes out, some white swan event that really just boosts it, like if the Trump administration goes ahead and says that HBAR is officially going to be used as part of the digital dollar, and if that happened, I would certainly raise my price prediction for the short term and long term. But presuming HBAR goes up and then crashes back down like most things typically do after the bull run, I'll wait till it drops about 70% from wherever its all-time high is, and I'll start scooping it up, because I do think that's going to be a good long-term and short-term play. And again, I believe it's relatively safe. At the very least, it's a high market cap. There is a crap ton of coins out on the market for it, and a lot of people know about it, and a lot of people own it. You can even look to see on dexes and scans of how many wallets hold each individual crypto. And sometimes I use that as a basis of how safe is a play. And you can also look to see how many of that coin the top 100 wallets have. And again, that can play an effect in how I think things are going to go as well. Because if there's more, let's say if the top 10 holders of a crypto own 50% of the coins, that's a little bit of a yellow flag to me, a little scary, because if they dump it, prices will drop. But then you can also track those wallets and see if they sell and dump. That might be a good time to buy if you think it's a good crypto. And I think I'm going off a little bit on a tangent on that one. Tends to happen. So I think at this point I'm about ready to cut it off. So if you stuck with me so far on this video, thank you. And at this point, you might as well subscribe or at least like it, because you didn't stay here and watch it because you didn't like it. Unless you're really just into self-torture. To each their own. And until next time, I'm Fighting Crypto. Peace, everybody.